Day 75 of being a girl, and I've been carrying around tampons and pads for the past 2 months, but I've actually never opened one up. So let's do it. Woohoo! I thought the letters stood for small, medium, and large based on the size of your Barbie pouch.
Excuse me?
But after a Google, I found out it's actually the level of your flow.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about this ridiculous podcast from Ulta Beauty. Now, I don't know a lot about Ulta. All I know is that it's a makeup store. You know, I've been in there a few times dealing with women. Of course, they drag you in there. Oh, let me get 1 or 2 items, and you in there looking crazy like you don't know what's going on, like a lost little boy, just kind of walking, circling in place. Can I help you? You know why I'm in here. Don't even ask me that question, but I digress. The whole point is I don't know a lot about the company. All that I do know is that it is a makeup company. And for some reason, they decided to put out a podcast about Girlhood, and the episode that they highlighted on their Twitter page, which we'll get to in a minute, has 2 biological XY males. I don't really know quite what they both identify as. I think the one person identifies as a girl. We'll talk about that in a minute. And the other cat with the Beyonce hair and the Paul Bunyan beard, I can't really tell what's going on. And before I get too far into it, let's go ahead and roll the clip. And of course, if you must see these clips without my commentary, they will be in the description box below. Let's go ahead and roll the first one here.
Now I know I can find love. I know I can still be a performer. I know that I can have a family. I want to be a mom one day. And I absolutely can. And that's why the narrative still has a long way to go, because when I was grieving Boy Dylan, I didn't know those things were even accessible to me.
So this is a real podcast. You see it right here. It says The Beauty of Ulta, Episode 2, The Beauty of Girlhood, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify. Now, this is not a commercial. Please don't get it confused. I got my own podcast, ABL Live. Y'all check it out on your major audio streaming platforms. Do not watch this if you can avoid it. But at a certain point, must everything be a podcast? Beyond all the LGBTQ, LMNP, weird stuff, beyond the mentally ill stuff, must everything be a podcast? I mean, I'm not a big government guy, but can we get some federal regulation on podcasts? I mean, good grief. And then here's something else, another elephant in the room that I've not really seen anybody address, is that these are 2 biological adults. Okay, aside from the gender stuff, right? These are 2 adults. So why are they talking about girlhood? This cat Dylan, and I don't know why they still got their masculine names, but this cat Dylan is also like a TikToker. And I've seen some things on Twitter when they're talking about day 1000, whatever, of being a girl. It's like, sir, you're actually an adult male, though. You're not even a girl or a boy. You are an adult male, a man, biologically. Whatever you identify as is your business, but you still are what you are, born at birth. When you were born and you got slapped by the doctor on your hind parts, they ain't say, oh, it's a they, them. They say, this is a boy. But I digress. Let's get to the next clip here. This is more from... This is a trailer of the entire podcast, so you get to see all the other episodes. Hey, I watched it, I cringed, so you got to cringe too. Let's check it out.
Why can't we be friends?
How does it feel to be in a bikini in your postpartum body?
Yeah.
It feels like I'm in my postpartum body in a bikini.
We're going to pretend she's a tarot girly.
Just to contextualize how we're defining health, it's by a Belgian mathematician from 1830.
Right.
But these curves are popping, though.
Beauty is creativity, baby.
And let me be really queer. I think I said queer, but I meant clear. But no, whatever. That's
Let
true
me be
too.
queer.
Let me be queer. Let me be really queer.
I mean, is everybody LGBT? I mean, at a certain point, is the entire population LGBT? Is there nobody that's heterosexual? And if you're talking about a beauty company, why can't we have anybody that's beautiful? I mean, I'm just asking the question. Maybe you guys saw some beautiful people right there in that promo. But I don't know, man, that the pickings are slim as slim can get. You talking about Slim Jim, Virginia Slims. I'm talking about super, super skinny, all right? Razor's edge skinny. You understand what I'm saying? A twig about to break skinny. The straw on the camel's back. Okay, I'll move on. But anyway, I've not really seen a lot of beauty right there. So what are we really trying to do? Is it for advertisers? Is it for the marketers? Like, what am I really looking at here? Let me come back. I don't know where we are in society where this kind of stuff is just like, it's just normal. It's just expected to be this way, where you really can't you really can't just present traditional things, traditional media anymore. It's got to have the LGBT twist on it. I don't understand what's really going on. Okay, I'm reading some of the stuff here from Ulta, and it doesn't say anything about being LGBT specifically. Now I understand in the makeup industry and the fashion industry, there's a higher prevalence of LGBT than other industries. But I mean, is that all there is? Are there no regular models? I mean, whatever happened to that? We got the LGBT, we got the 300-pounders, we got the gender non-conforming. You got all kind of stuff going on rather than regular pretty normie girls. I mean, what's really going on? And as a result of this, speaking of regular pretty normie girls or just regular normie girls in general, there's a boycott of Ulta here. And let's go ahead and put this up. You see, Ulta Beauty faces boycott from angry female customers after inviting transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney onto the podcast called The Joy of Girlhood, where, quote unquote, she vowed to become a mom. People are like, yo, you have biological women out there that have actually given birth. You have women that have died in childbirth. So when you're talking about a man, talking about he's going to become a mom, that's demeaning to actual biological moms. All right. That's demeaning to them when you will never be able to do that. It's not going to be possible unless in your lifetime they're able to transplant all your male organs into female organs. It ain't going to happen. Okay. Unless they could transform that Indian into an Audi, it ain't going to go down like that. Or, vice versa. You know what I'm talking about, transform the Audi into an Indy. Unless you could do that, it ain't going to be no male having the baby. But let's continue here. I'm going to just read some of these points and then I'll continue on. Beauty company Ulta is facing a fierce backlash following a company podcast in which a trans TikTok influencer appeared to use femininity as a costume. Correct. Dylan Mulvaney was interviewed by gender fluid hairdresser David Lopez about all things girlhood. Okay, so that's a gender fluid thing because I don't know what it is nowadays. All this weird stuff going on. I'm seeing this cat with the Beyonce lace front wig and then a Paul Bunyan beard, a John Goodman, then some radical movie where he's a villain beard. Okay, he got my jank dyed brunette. It's just kind of confusing. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, gender fluid. Dylan explained how she wants to be a mom and to find love as a trans person. Biological women have criticized the company for using a trans person to speak about their experience of womanhood. And it wasn't even womanhood, it was girlhood, which is something else. Like I said, you're talking about an adult. How old are you, sir? You about to be 30 years old? I seen homie with a beard. That 5 o'clock shadow is dead real. That 5 o'clock shadow got rush hour traffic on it. You understand what I'm saying? That 5 o'clock shadow is something serious. Look, you're about 32 years old, and if not for this right here, you'd be an accountant somewhere, or you'd be in the 80s hairband. You don't appear to be girl age at all. Girl age for you was probably about 10 years ago. You didn't already pass your 10-year high school reunion. You didn't see all your classmates get married and divorced and had kids and everything. Okay, anyway, let's move on to the next couple of things. Someone accused the company of hiding replies to postings on social media. I wouldn't be surprised. Not at all, because they put that video out of the little short 15-second trailer. They put it on Twitter. And then they also have things on YouTube. Let me just come back right here. Let me see if there's anything on YouTube. Oh, they have that have the comments on YouTube. That's surprising. That's amazing. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull this up right quick. If you guys can see it. I have an extension on Chrome that shows you the dislikes. They can't hide it from me. I see the dislikes. So 16 likes and 245 dislikes off of nearly 2,000 views for this trailer from Ulta. Right. Let me see if I can pull up the comments here. It's more important for Ulta to consider the feelings of the few than the strong majority of their buyers, biological women. If white people cannot wear blackface, men cannot speak on it. Men cannot speak on what it is to be a woman or a mother. It's a disgrace. It's offensive. How can a man know at all what it's like to be a woman or a mother? His feelings and what is depicted on TV is not what being a woman is. The benefits, the hardships, the physical, mental, emotional experiences cannot be mimicked because you feel like a woman. Goodbye, Ulta. Wow. There's a lot more. Okay, Sephora's running after this. Also, I don't like the way Ulta sends shampoo in the flimsy envelope instead of a well-packaged box. So now it's just general grievances. It's like, okay, not only are y'all pushing this ridiculous nonsense, your shampoo is packaged improperly as well. But as I close, I want to say this. I don't understand what the purpose of this is. Is it to try and appeal to a certain audience? Are you trying to look more woke to investors? Like, what is the actual end game here? You're trying to leverage off of influencers because this person definitely has a big following. A lot of people watching their videos. So you're just trying to use this person to promote your product. I don't really understand what the point is, but I think we're talking about normies, middle America, non-political people. This is just kind of strange and it's off-putting, and it doesn't really make them want to go out to the store and buy your product. So I don't know. The marketing team might need to get fired over this one, but we'll see if this impacts them negatively or not. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what's going on here with Ulta and this cringeworthy podcast? Whatever your thoughts are, y'all let me know in the comments below. You guys should know where I'm at. This is pretty cringe, pretty strange. I think it's them trying to appeal to the woke crowd, maybe trying to appeal to some woke investors to buy into their company. That's what I'm assuming. Maybe they're strapped for cash. Maybe they're not. I don't really understand what the purpose of this podcast is. But ultimately, I think it's going to backfire because the average normie is not into this kind of fringe, strange stuff. They're just not into it. They're not homophobic or anything like that. So don't try to use that whole thing, or transphobic or whatever kind of obic. It's not even about that. It's about, hey, I'm a regular normie, going to my job, taking care of my kids, going on family vacations, going to the park, going fishing, going to the beach, whatever we do, hanging out at the crib watching TV. And I see something like this. I'm like, okay, what is this exactly? I'm going to get my lip gloss. I'm going to get my eyeshadow or whatever. And I'm seeing this just kind of thrown in the mix. I'm just turned off. That's what it appears like to me. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.